What are you guys doing
Whoops.
today?
What is up, everyone? What is up? Episode Keleven.
Yes.
We had episode Ken, and now we have episode Keleven.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everyone around the world. I am your favorite, tired, friendly neighborhood beard bro.
Babe, bro.
Yeah, you can call me the babe bro as well, too.
All right.
I'm messing around. And I'm joined with, once again, with the illustrious, beautiful, smart, laid back Kelsey Fearless.
It's great to be here, Ken.
Yes, it's always great for me to be here too. How was your day so far?
My day's been pretty good. Was rushing to get some stuff done, and then all of a sudden it's like 1 o'clock, and I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta go!" Hot takes coming in, but yeah, I'm pumped for this one. I'm pumped for this. I'm pumped for every episode, but you know, we're really finding our place here and pushing our limits on what we'll talk about, and
definitely,
you know, so I'm just excited.
And I think a lot of people like this stuff, so I enjoy talking about it too. Welcome to episode 11 of the Hot Takes podcast, or Keleven, as we will call it.
Yes.
You know, I hope everybody is doing good. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. A lot of dark stuff too. Holy crap. But,
that's what I was just saying. We're getting a little dark here, but gotta keep the hot takes hot, you know?
we're trying to keep it balanced. We're trying to keep it, you know, like lighthearted, and we got to talk about, like, you know, stuff nobody else wants to talk about.
Yeah, because you and I could talk about stuff no one else wants to talk about for days, so, but we can't, you know, can't be leaving the audience in a downer after they listen.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, we got you guys.
Yep, well, let's get into everything here. We're going to start off with the PUBG publisher. Krafton has acquired Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush, the Hi-Fi Rush IP from Xbox, which means if you played Evil Within 2, you know that Tango Gameworks created, you know, made those games, published those games. And I read before that thing was completely closed, but apparently the PUBG publisher swooped in and they bought it.
Really?
And it doesn't.
I mean, that makes sense though.
It doesn't.
Because
I'm sorry. Go ahead. That necessarily doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that there's going to be Evil Within 3 or anything.
No.
Because there was plenty of times where, you know, companies would swoop in, buy publishers, and just not do anything with the IPs.
Exactly. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking because it was unfortunate that Tango got shut down right after Hi-Fi Rush, because Hi-Fi Rush did really well. So when I saw that it was when they acquired Tango Gameworks, that was my initial thought. Actually, was okay. They probably want it for Hi-Fi Rush, right? So that makes sense. The Evil Within, I think, was just a pet project. I always thought it was his personal Resident Evil fan fiction. That's why it made no sense.
That's true. I remember, you know, reading in an interview that he wanted to, because at that time survival horror had changed for the worse. Like, they were going more action oriented, and Shinji Mikami was like, he wanted to bring survival horror back to its roots. That's where Evil Within came from.
Exactly, and oh boy, did it ever though. Though.
And it's crazy because Hi-Fi Rush, I mean, it has 2 million players.
Really?
Like, it's like,
wow.
It got a 9 out of 10, and considering that Tango Gameworks was under Bethesda, they got more than enough money.
Oh yeah, of course, right? I guess they were just trimming the fat, and someone was like, I don't mind a bit of gristle. You know, that's what it seems like to me.
I mean, I don't see, I mean, a lot of people, because I've seen on Twitter, because, you know, that's where, you know, the gutter trash is. That, we're going to get an Evil Within 3. I don't see it happening, honestly.
No.
I see like
no, I don't either.
I see more like a spiritual successor to the Evil Within series.
Yeah, and and then Mikami also had his time with oh, what's it called? Frig, my brain is Ghostwire.
Yeah, that's another one.
Ghostwire Tokyo, yes.
So
Yes.
so they have all of these IPs, and I just hope it's not a situation where, you know, like it's a Castlevania, like Konami's just sitting on it. Capcom sitting on
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
You know, Capcom sitting on a whole bunch of franchises that they haven't messed with in years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, I know they're like frig. They really are. They're sitting on so many IPs. Like I understand they're making a safe bet with remaking Resident Evil, but man, I'm guessing in the next 10 years we're gonna probably be seeing a change in it.
Yeah, but I'm getting
Like we'll probably see new remakes, but
I'm
we'll see.
I'm getting tired of these Resident Evil remakes, man.
Me
Like do something else, man. Like,
do something new.
you know, they're talking about Code Veronica, which is fine, whatever. I've already said it before. I welcome it. Zero, I welcome it. But
Yeah.
let's do something else. You got Breath of Fire that you
Yeah.
haven't done anything with.
Oh, I love Breath of Fire. I think the last I played was what? Dragon Quarter? I think.
And you got
Anyways, I love that series.
you got Final Fight, which is one of the best beat 'em up games that they ever had out there. I remember playing that in Pizza Hut. They haven't done nothing with that game in years either.
Pizza Hut. Oh, you just unlocked a huge memory because I always remembered when there was at game stores where you'd have consoles and stuff. You just unlocked a memory of when like restaurants and stuff like McDonald's had them.
No, we had the arcade machine. So
You
like,
had the arcade machines?
Yeah.
We had arcade, and then we'd have like these little like I guess they were like emulated versions, and they'd be up at the thing. Yeah, we used to have those too. Yours
Yeah.
had an arcade though attached? Oh no,
Yeah,
it was
they-
the arcade with the pizza.
they
I
had
got it.
they had an arcade machine in there. So like, when I first
Oh,
started
that's cool.
when we first started going to Pizza Hut, they had Final Fight, and then they got rid of that arcade machine, and then there was the Sailor Moon beat 'em up. That was the first time that I played that. In
There's a
'95.
Sailor Moon beat 'em up.
Yeah, I might stream it one of these days.
I was gonna say I would be I'd play that. I'd wear my Sailor Scouts motorcycle club with the you know I wear that. Let's
I'm
go.
a
But
huge.
actually, you know what I just actually realized something because you're only what? You're only like 7 years older than me, Ken.
Yeah, I'm 38.
And yeah, you're only 7 years older than me, but that's actually such a crazy technological shift because when you were a kid, they would have had arcades, and then when I was a kid, you were starting to get like it was shifting into the consoles being in like this box, right? And you just play like
Oh,
way different.
we had arcade machines everywhere. Even when we would go to the laundromat, you know, when my father would go do
Yeah.
laundry, we had, you know, and one of the ones that we went to, we had Street Fighter. That's why I played Street Fighter 2 for the first time.
Oh, that sounds chill.
They had
That
Punch
sounds
Out,
so chill.
and then the one that
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
the one that my grandfather went to, it had the SNK machine where you had Fatal Fury
Really?
and you had Metal Slug and all of those games, King of Fighters.
Metal Slug.
And
Metal Slug. Oh, that's also. Oh man, Bullet Hell. Man, you're yeah. Yeah, isn't that crazy? And see, and arcades were a thing, like especially at the movie theaters. I love the arcades at the movie theaters.
I love
That's
it.
like a huge one, especially when it's the full ones, like the full immersive ones where you get in and it's either like racing or you're racing and shooting. Like I miss the full immersive experience ones.
You talking
I
about
miss those.
you talking about stuff like Daytona USA when you were getting in the driving booth? Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it's a whole car. Yeah,
Oh,
or a
man.
motor. Like, yeah, I miss those ones.
I
They're
miss-
still around. I know those ones are still around, but it's not like even the movie theaters, I don't think really have the arcade station anymore.
Not anymore, because consoles became more advanced than arcade machines.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like my father used to work for Mr. Arcade, Sport Time USA, and Super Amusements, so we always had, tokens
Oh, really?
to go play the stuff, and then we would go to a pool place. Him and my uncle D, they would go and play pool and send me out front, and that's when I got to play Virtual Fighter and Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh my
Like I would
gosh.
just, man, that stuff was fun. We had NBA Jam.
Now
We
this
had,
is so funny, Ken. I'm going to stop you for 1 second. Now that you mentioned where your father was working, I just got so much lore for your love of arcade games and stuff. I just got so much lore. But you and our fathers got us on the gaming early, didn't they?
yeah, every day, like
Yeah.
at Mr. Arcade, that's where I got to play Alter Beast and all of that stuff. Just it was
Yeah.
so much fun to play that stuff. These kids don't know nothing about that.
No.
Yeah,
No. There was the social aspect too, right? Which I think we're missing. Like the social aspect of gaming is kind of, it like no one socializes anymore. You're not going to go and hang out at the arcade. Like you're not going to save up your quarters from doing your chores and hit up the arcade or whatever anymore, right? So I think
yeah.
that's a huge part of it.
Those days are gone when we used to play. NBA Jam and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I see that in chat. That was
Yep.
oh my
And
god.
Simpsons Arcade.
Turtles in Time. My brother and I used to
Turtles in
play.
Time, yes.
My brother and I used to play the hell out of
Yes.
that game when we were kids. Man,
Yes, love that game.
and it just got to a point where consoles just became more powerful than arcade machines, and then they didn't need arcades anymore.
Exactly.
But Marvel versus
Exactly.
I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
Marvel versus
go ahead.
Capcom. That's where I got to play that, one of the best fighting games of all time.
Yeah.
I miss that stuff. In Japan they still
Yeah.
got arcades.
Oh yeah, arcades are still huge there. There's a lot of all right, you guys are gonna laugh if you guys were here for my you were here for my Para Hill. But like yeah, a lot of dance machines and stuff. Like we get DDR. Like I used to have a DDR mat, but like there's even Para machine, like Para dance things, and like I'm like, oh my god, I want one.
Yeah.
Yeah, DDR. I used to have the home DDR mat and everything, but like para machines and like para is just like my favorite type of Japanese
I miss that
subculture
stuff.
dance, I guess.
I
do
remember
too.
I remember all that stuff. Like even when I came down here to Florida, they still had an arcade in the mall. So they had
When did you
DDR.
come to Florida?
Oh, that was 97 when I came here.
Oh, okay.
So they still had an arcade in a mall over here.
Yeah. It would have been like
Then they got rid of it.
yeah, I think around the time the PlayStation came out was really the nail in the coffin. Like I feel like around the PlayStation was when well no, Nintendo kind of got in there, but like I feel like around the PlayStation and the like Xbox, I feel like that was when gaming became way more mainstream. And I think also because it became way more fun to play with people on, and there were so many more games that yeah, they just fell out of style. Cuz I would think yeah, around cuz I remember arcades being until like the mid 2000s,
Yeah,
I think.
they were around. And let's not forget one of the other best fighting games, because if you see in the arcade layout, you see Simpsons back there, but X-Men is in front.
Welcome to Die.
Yep.
Yes.
X-Men,
Yep.
welcome to die.
Welcome to Die. Yes. Yes. That's like, man. Yeah,
Oh.
only real ones know Welcome to Die.
Oh man,
Right.
I enjoy talking about memories like that. But
Yeah, I
yes,
know, me too.
let's move on here. So you're enjoying
Yes.
you're enjoying Control, as I knew you would.
Oh, I am loving Control. The only thing I have is the map, and there's nothing wrong with the layout. Actually, it's just the way the map is, the color coding. Other than that, oh my god, what a great game.
I knew
Oh
you
my
would like
god,
it.
it is such a fun game. Yes. Yes, I love it. It's so fun. It's so fun.
Yes, the reason why I bring up Control is because we got some news on Control too. It is in its playing stages.
Yay!
It is officially in its playing stages, and like they're really like on the finishing touches. Like they're just testing out bugs and stuff. So we should get it. Hopefully,
Oh my god.
hopefully we should get it early next year. They didn't give a specific
Oh
date,
man.
but hopefully we're getting that. They also talked
Oh man.
about the Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes. Those are pretty much in its final stages.
Oh really? Max
So
Payne needs a remake. Max Payne needs a remake. It does just to fit in with the universe, I would think. Like, see, there's things like that. Like remaking Max Payne, not only is Max Payne absolutely legendary, but I think that makes sense. See, with Resident Evil, like there's like 50 million side games and all, you know what I mean, all these other games which they all reference each other, but like you don't need to play all of them to know what's going on, right? But I feel like because they're trying to do like this extended universe, it just makes sense to bring the past up to speed. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people aren't going to be playing the OGs because they're fun as fuck, but like dated, right? Like it's dated for people now who would be playing like new Remedy games, right? So it just makes sense to me to get the entire lore and storyline and world building for everyone. That makes sense to me. See, that makes sense to me for remakes because they're not just like, sure, it's a cash grab and stuff, but it also for Remedy it makes sense for their world to do that. I'm
yeah,
hyped for Control.
that is true. I can't wait. I just they announced this game back in 2022, so they've had, almost 2 years to work on it. So
Yeah, Spike just said in chat here, Spike said, Sam Lake said Control 2 is already all playable. So yeah,
yeah,
that's the readiness stage it is. So it's just polishing and release and probably marketing and just all the back stuff now.
yeah, we're just waiting
Which
on
isn't
it.
bad.
And I think,
Yep.
I was curious to see what that spinoff game would have been, Project Condor. I was, they canceled it, but
It
I,
would have been cool.
yeah, the Control spinoff where it's just a shooter where you're playing as, the people that work under Jesse. I think
That's pretty cool though.
that would have been pretty interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, I've only just gotten into Control and I would love to see more of like that area.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, like that the fact that it's all the same universe, that Alan Wake, Max Payne, and Remedy. Who knows
Exactly.
what they're gonna do in Control 2? They can do crossovers.
Oh yeah, they can do whatever they want. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, I need to replay all the Remedy games. I'll wait for Mac. I wouldn't mind playing Mac. I can play that on my own time. But I really want to replay the Alan Wake games.
Yeah, I got to get around to those ones because I played Control
Yeah.
and I played Max Payne, but I didn't get around to Alan Wake. But
Yeah.
I really got to get into that. But I mean, it's just so many games I got stocked up.
There's
Like
way too many games. Exactly.
I'm on a Tomb Raider kick right now, so I'll be playing that for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes. That's always how it goes. It's the worst. Like, it's the worst. And then the backlog increases. Forever increasing backlog is like painful.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But yes, let's move on because now it's my favorite pastime. It's my favorite pastime. We're gonna bag on Nintendo for a little bit.
Yep.
And you know what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah. I know what you're getting at.
Nintendo, or as I like to call them, Dictendo.
Nintendo.
They're being assholes again. You remember how we was talking about, and I'm sorry I'm jumping around a little bit, but I wanted to get the Nintendo
No, that's
stuff.
okay. I know what you're talking about. We're good.
You remember when we were talking about how Nintendo's going on YouTube and banning people for playing their games and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going after people for using their music, like doing like arrangements of their music. And I'm like,
thanks, Nintendo.
I'm like, you can't even keep the music alive. Like, remember the Mario Paint when they would do the arrangements and the music and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh,
Nintendo,
Mario Paint.
yeah, Nintendo is going after people claiming copyright infringement.
Yep, of course. Of course. I wonder, like, no, I guess, I actually never thought, what's the copyright on music? I understand that, but on covers, would that not be considered transformative? And, like, I'm pretty sure doing covers of people's music, oh, maybe they're saying it's because they're using their sheet music. That actually might be why. I actually didn't, I didn't check out the difference because I actually didn't look that up. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to do covers of songs. I think it's just, like, I understand when you're making, like, like like when you're making money off it, then I can understand, but like I just figure it would, on copyright laws, like it would be okay because it's like a transitive or transformative work where
Yeah,
you're like taking the work and you're building upon it in a meaningful way that isn't hurting the original source material. I think that's usually allowed, but I actually don't know for music. Either way, what the fuck, Nintendo?
but even so, it's like I don't get Nintendo. Like if I had old games that people loved, like wouldn't they keep your games alive to see people streaming them and playing them in videos and stuff, and even the music? Like why is Nintendo so they're so tight-fisted when it comes to this stuff? It's like, it's like that kid in the sandbox that has the brand new toy and don't want to let any other kid
Yep.
play with it.
Yep,
And it's like
exactly.
they're going after YouTubers for doing arrangements. It's not like they're making money off of this stuff. It's not like they're claiming this is mine. They're just remaking music that they love. And
Exactly.
does Nintendo
Exactly.
not have anything else to do with their time and money, but to just
No.
they went and they had all the ROM sites shut down, so you can't even play any of their ROMs. Like you go to some of these and you click on it, it goes to the Nintendo website.
Yep.
Now
Yep.
they're going after streamers for streaming their stuff, and now they're going after people for just remaking music.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're just as bad as Disney. They're just as bad as Disney. Like I might be able to remember, what was it? They put Spider-Man on a kid's grave, and Disney like sued them to stop doing that, even though technically Sony has rights to Spider-Man as well as Disney does, which I thought was like crazy. Yeah, like it's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Like I can understand them being protective of their IP because they're family friendly. I understand that, but actually that's so not true, because if you go on the Switch eShop, like you will find like porn games and stuff out the ass. So I actually don't know what, but that's also the other thing, is I think because Nintendo will resell you the same game on every single console. Like what they're going to do is they'll release a new console or handheld, they'll close down the store, they will open up the new store on the new console or handheld, and then they will sell you the game you purchased, that you've purchased on your old, like they'll sell you the previous generation's games, but you can't access them on the old store now. No, now you have to pay the updated price. Like they do that, and it's, oh my god,
Yeah, they're
like
just
that's the worst to me.
they're being greedy because they don't want you to have access to their games anywhere else except for through them.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's bullshit, man. They want to put this stuff on the, which I can understand. They want to put it on their streaming service and all of that stuff. But man, games that nobody else can find anywhere else, you would go through emulation to play that. You got Nintendo games
Yep.
that are only in Japan that never came over here, that you can't even
Nope.
play anymore because they had the damn thing shut down. It's like they're a bunch of greedy bastards, man.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Thankfully, one thing actually is they're mostly on Twitter. They're mostly on Twitter, which is like my only use case for it. But there are thankfully a lot of like people, like there's a lot of people in Japan, and they go around and they are trying to preserve like all the niche like games that, like, they're going as far as I forget who told me. May Spike told me they just like they're even preserving like the Japanese phone games of Resident Evil, like stuff like that, right? But yeah, it should be a preservation thing, right? Like that's what I think it should be. Uh, it just
Yes.
makes sense because
Spike
you
says
keep
in
taking
chat.
away.
Spike says, "Oh, Switch is receiving so many Wii U games for years, and they're all at full price." Yep,
Yes. Yup.
that is a
Yup.
fact. And the
Yup.
thing is that
That is a crazy fact.
the Nintendo eShop rarely has sales. Rarely has sales. Like you'll go in there, you got games that are like 7, 8, 9 years old still being sold for like 50, $60. And I'm like, dude, like I'm not
Yup.
buying that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, right? That's and even like frig, like even secondhand stores for Nintendo games, because like a lot of, like, I know for the DS especially, like they started doing a lot more limited print runs of certain games unless you ordered it. Like I'm sure it's probably like that for the Switch now, but like some Pokemon games, especially the DS era, I know Pokemon, the remakes of Pokemon Gold and Silver are like so expensive because of that. Because they had like limited runs. They're like the best remakes, but like you go to a secondhand shop and it's like $120. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
And the thing is, like it backs you up in a corner because what are you gonna do? What Nintendo, Dictendo likes to go around shutting down stuff, and then all we have is
yep,
two options: to buy it for some greedy bastard on eBay, or to buy it from Nintendo. So it's like choosing if
yeah.
you want to be shot or stabbed. They both suck.
Shot up, exactly. Shot or stabbed is so good for it. That's so real. Yeah, cause they're so annoying because I had my DS, I had it modded. Like I had a modded eShop, but it was almost not worth it. It's almost not worth it to mod your like current gen handhelds and stuff from Nintendo, because the amount of times, like I felt like every other day I had to update. Like I had to update the modded firmware on it, because it was just like, oh my god, Nintendo would be taking it down every single day. But now that Nintendo took down the eShop and stuff, I haven't picked up my DS in a while, but didn't they were kind of backing off. But yeah, that was, of course they'd be crazy about taking that down, but
I
man, I
mean,
love not paying for DS games.
well, the thing is, all they're doing is turning people against them, and it's gonna get to a point. I mean, you're always gonna have the Nintendo fan base, as I said before. Don't get it in my eyes, but
Yeah.
you're gonna have a lot of people just, just say the hell with Nintendo. I'm not gonna buy their stuff no more. They're gonna swear off Nintendo because of stupid shit like this, and they're gonna lose money because
Yep.
they're being greedy. These guys,
Mm-hmm.
these guys are like the Apple of video games. I keep saying that stuff, man.
They really are.
They
They
sell
really
you,
are.
they sell you the
Second
same
story.
shit all the time. Like how many Switch
Yep.
versions have we had already? How many versions of the 3DS and the DS have we had? And it's
Oh
all
god, the
all the
DS
same
must be
damn
like
console.
50. Yep, it is. It is. Yep, they are the masters at reselling you things. And that's why, yeah, and that's why they do that, right? Because so much easier to just take it off, make it inaccessible, and then it turns around to, but now you can buy it on our new console. And it's like,
Yeah, the new console that's
thanks.
got the same hardware as the old console. We're just calling it something different, and it's like that's the reason why you don't see me streaming like Nintendo, Super Nintendo games as much as I want to. I would love to stream Super Metroid. That's one of my favorite games. Metroid Fusion, Metroid Zero Mission. But if I stream that stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if I went to my Twitch channel and it pulled up Nintendo instead.
Yeah, right?
I'm not taking
Yeah,
no
no
chance on
thanks.
that.
No, exactly. Exactly. You look at one thing, that's the only time Twitch's algorithm actually, that's actually Twitch's only algorithm. Because we know visibility is trash on Twitch, but that's their only algorithm and it's the worst. You click on one stream, or even worse, you raid into someone's channel, you lurk, you come back in the morning and they've raided you into other channels, and now suddenly you're being like you go and it's like, oh well, you watch this and you watch this and you want this, and I'm like, no,
Yeah.
not really.
And then you start getting like gifted subs from streams you don't even remember being in.
Oh yeah, I know. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
Yeah, Twitch is horrible. And
Yeah.
that new app sucks. I'm sorry, man. I tried to give it a chance.
Man,
That new update is ass.
you guys have had that. I've had that update for 6 months because Canada always gets beta testing. We always get beta testing, like the amount of features, like on Instagram, for example. Yesterday I went up to, or 2 days ago, I opened up Instagram and I went to post a story, and suddenly my story options changed, and then I'm getting like options to make my text like shiny and glow, and I did that and I thought it looked cool. I came back the next day, it's gone. And that's what happens in Canada. And yeah, I got that. I've had that update like for 6 months probably already. And then everyone else was like, "Did you guys get that new update?" And I'm like, "Oh, welcome." The only thing I like about it, is I can browse through the streams of everyone I'm following and see what they're doing without ads. That's the only reason I like it. It's
Yeah.
like you can swipe through and you can watch their stream from the preview and you don't have to sit through like fucking ads, you know?
Yeah, you
It's the
don't
only
have
thing, but I think they're going to change it.
plus you don't have to actually be in the stream to watch it. So it's like,
No, exactly.
yeah, I do like that, but everything else sucks. I don't like
Yeah.
it. Like if I have a YouTube video up and you pull up Twitch, it turns it off. Like it just
Yeah,
pauses
it
it.
bugs it out. Yeah, and they did say that they were going to fix it, or they updated it so now it won't auto pause things, but I just hate that. Like, I just hate that. If I want shit auto playing, I'll open the front page of Twitch, right? Like, if I want shit to auto load, I'll open up twitch.tv. Like, I usually don't. I go to my following from on my desktop. But yeah, like, it's the thing that pisses me off the most is I like to watch VODs and stuff. Like, I'll listen to them while I'm doing things or whatever if no one's streaming, right? And man, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yes, it does. They no longer have continue watching on the app. Used to be able to
Oh,
scroll down and it used to say continue watching, and now it doesn't. What did Igor say? Disable the autoplay for Twitch. It's buried in the settings. Buried. Yeah, I believe it is. But
I
Twitch
don't.
buries so much in their settings, but
I have to
I
disable
believe
that.
that.
I don't like autoplay anyways, man, because I'll be at work and I'll have stuff and then Dead by Daylight plays up and with all that moaning and stuff when they're hurt, people think I'm watching a
Oh, I
porno in there.
know.
And I'm like,
Oh my
no.
god, I know.
I'm like, I'm not watching no porn, man. It's a video game, man. Like, calm down.
Oh my god. Okay, you want to know something funny? One day I was playing Silent Hill 2, right? And um it was really nice, a beautiful day. I had all my windows open and I go and I must have AFK'd or paused in the hospital, in like one of the hallways where there's like 3 or 4 nurses, and I'm going and I just paused, and like obviously the game music still plays when you pause, right? And I just didn't think of anything because like the heavy breathing of the nurses like doesn't really, like, actually it's Leonard's weird moan that actually still weirds me out, but the nurses don't anymore because I see them so much. But then I'm like, yeah, I'm doing stuff, I'm in the kitchen, and then I literally hear people, like my landlady and stuff, just outside my window. And I like run to start like moving the game around and like attacking you know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh my god. I was like, holy shit, I have the window open, like.
They be like, no, I'm playing a video game, man. Or when you was watching, Batman the animated series back then, rest in peace to Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
But he has some of the weirdest groans I think I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, right.
When Batman would get hurt, he's like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, real husky, you know what I mean? And that's his intent. He's trying to be hurt in a sexy way. Smoldering. That's so funny.
Yeah. But
anyway,
let's move on here because we're still on the subject of Nintendo, but about to get a little dark here. We're gonna talk about a former student here in Florida, who assaulted a school employee over a Nintendo Switch.
Yep, I remember that.
And this happened. He was 17 at the time, but this happened.
Yeah.
This month.
This happened a while ago, right? Was it this month?
Not that long ago.
I feel like this happened, like the news story was a couple months ago. I just remember this.
Last.
Anyways.
I believe last year because he's 18 now. And he pleaded.
That would make sense.
He pleaded no contest. Apparently the teacher confiscated his Nintendo Switch and he beat her so badly that he beat her unconscious. And I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, he was 17 at the time, so this was last year. Wow. Holy shit. Wow, that kid's got some issues going on. Yeah, he was sentenced. Kid's got a lot. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison and 15 years probation. And this is not the first time that he's done that. Like, he's attacked people. Oh, he has priors, yeah. I mean, frig, man. And at that age, like, that's like crazy to me. Yeah. But I mean, that's, I don't know if he's gonna learn anything in prison, but the other bonus of prison is you can't commit more crimes when you're in there, right? That's the other bonus. But like, that is crazy. And honestly, like, have you noticed now, like, parent or teachers aren't able to like actually discipline children anymore? Nope, they can't. They're very restricted, and I'm sorry, this happened back in February of this year. No, February 2023. Okay. So he was 17 at the time. That's when it was okay. All right, yeah. Teachers can't do anything about it, and you have parents that coddle these kids that think that their kids can never do no wrong. So nobody's disciplining these kids, and this kid, what's his name, Brendan Deba. Said that this kid showed no remorse after beating this woman unconscious. Yeah. And it's like exactly the thing that grinds my gears is I talked about this before about these soft ass parents. Remember when I said in episode 9 where you got these mothers up here who will defend their sons to the end of the world no matter what they do. Mother up there testifying her son got mental health issues, and he was triggered by the removal of his electronics. And I'm like, that's no fucking excuse. Excuse my language. That's no damn excuse, man. No, it's absolutely not. It's absolutely not, man. Like, holy shit. That's wow. Like, and that's the cop out these days now, I think, as people say, like, oh, they have mental health issues. And 90% of the time, those mental health issues is not mental illness. The kids are fucked up from the parents treating them like shit. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the biggest thing that, gets to me is... Oh, God, like, I know. I hate that. It irritates the hell out of me because I am so tired of these parents thinking that their kids are perfect. That kid should be locked up in a padded room, man. If you knew that he had issues like this, why the hell didn't you do something about it? That's what I'm saying. Right? Like, if you, like, that's what I'm saying, which is crazy. Like, if it should be normalized. I mean, Mother Fearless,
Mother Fearless was an educational assistant at a school for like 30 damn years, all right? And she was an educational assistant, so she worked with kids with disabilities, mental disabilities, like physical disability, like, you know what I mean, like the special education, right? In school. But and that's where behavioral problems like that would go, right? But they cut those out now. Special education funding has been like completely cut out. I know when my mother was at the end of her like when she was ready to retire, I guess it was getting really bad because rather than being mixed, like actually working with kids with actual disabilities, they were starting to mix in kids who had behavioral issues, which like if you have behavioral issues bad enough that you're in special education, like it's bad, right? Like and but like they don't have that anymore. They've cut so much funding for special education. They put these kids in regular schools, like in regular classes, when they clearly need someone one-on-one to actually work with them. And but the other part is you can have all that and then they go home and it's completely undone. All of the work that you did to help these kids during the day to progress, you go home undone completely by the family.
Yes, because
That's a huge thing. That's the insight I can give for that from my mother being an EA.
yeah, because you have parents like her who coddle these kids, man. So much she up here talking about, I think he needs help. I think he needs treatment. I don't think he needs to be put away in prison where he's gonna be taken advantage of or harmed. The hell with that. Like that all went out the window when he beat that woman damn near to death.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, yeah, she's actually so true. Women beaters do not. Yeah, women beaters do not fare well. Women and children. If you harm women and children, your time in prison not going to be fun. So.
And my thing is this. She's saying that I think he needs help and he needs treatment. Why the hell didn't you do that crap when he was a kid?
Yeah.
Why didn't you take him to go get help when he was a kid? This is what I'm talking about with these. They think that kids can do no wrong, and then when they do shit like this or they kill somebody, they up in there, oh, he wasn't always like this. He was such a good kid when he was growing up.
He was a good kid. He was on the debate team. You know, he was going to school on a scholarship, and he loves his mother. And then like it's literally like this kid stabbed like 50 people.
And it's like I think these parents will defend their kids to the end, man. Like I remember hearing in a comedy special, he's like, yo, Jeffrey Dahmer's mother. He was just a little hungry.
Holy fuck.
I'm just like, this is what is getting to.
Fuck, man.
Like they don't have strong teachers anymore that would really put their foot down. You don't have parents that did not play. Like I told y'all about my dad. My dad's one of the best fathers a man could ever ask for, but he was involved in everything we did. He knew what we were doing. The dude would show up randomly. I told y'all this on episode 10. I told y'all my dad would just show up out of nowhere just to make sure you acting right.
Yeah. But just to make sure. That's Mother Fearless too. She used to do that too. Actually, Mother Fearless used to do that too. That's funny.
Yeah, my dad would do that stuff. And it's like, I talk to teachers because where I work security. So a lot of teachers come in and they tell me that when they would go to the parents would yell at them, would yell at the teachers because they're trying to tell them your kid is acting up. You got to do something about this, but they don't want to admit that their kid is a screw up. So they attack the teacher. You got these Karens and Bobs. Oh, my kid is a good kid.
Bobs.
And I'm just like, dude, so what do? You don't have teachers that can do something. They won't, you don't have the preachers like we used to have. They don't have any strong adult to step in there and say, you need to straighten your ass up. And when you got these pussy ass, excuse my language, I'm sorry. You got these pussy ass parents out here who are just coddling these kids and just saying, oh, you're perfect just the way you are. No, the hell, these kids are not perfect. I've seen some badass little bastards in these supermarkets out here cursing out their parents and stuff. F you, mom.
Oh, I know.
F you, dad.
I would have been, holy fuck, I would have been 6 feet under the fucking store if I did that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the other thing. Like, you don't get consequences. Like, consequences just, like, aren't even a thing, right? Like,
not anymore.
Like, they're just not. No, they're really not. Like, my parents, like, fantastic, love me, but, you know, they still disciplined me.
Exactly.
I got my mouth washed out with soap. I got chased around with the wooden spoon, you know? Like, I
ain't getting no mouth washed out. I got my big ass whooped. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
I got the wooden spoon.
My father had like a pink brush like he would make us hold our hand out. He'd be like, hold your hand out.
Brush.
Turn it over. And he just like your hands would be like, he wouldn't play like that, man. It's like only when we messed up.
No.
And if I had talked to my father or my mother the way that these kids talk to their kids, I would be eating applesauce right now. I would be gumming all my food.
That's what I'm saying, through a wire jaw, you know, like permanently closed. That's what I'm saying.
I would have had no teeth for the rest of my life.
No. Oh no. Oh man. Had I said something to Mother Fearless, oh my gosh.
Man, that's those era of parents don't exist no more. Now you got these, you go and you stand in the corner, mister, and you think about what you did. That kid ain't thinking about nothing.
I mean, frig, like, even when I was in, like, high school, there were, like, there was one teacher, really great science teacher, but he was mean. And if you were fucking around, he'd literally throw an eraser at you. Or, like, he'd like, whip a textbook so it banged on the floor near you, and he'd be like, pay attention. You know what I mean? Like, he was, like this dude was, you know, he was conditioning us. And I mean, like, and I get that. It's like with washing your mouth out with soap when you say a bad word. Like, you can't explain to a kid the nuances of why, like, you can't explain to a 5-year-old why you can't use the F word, right? Like, you can't explain to a 5-year-old why you can't say fuck. Like, you're not going to sit down and explain that, right? A little bit of soap in the mouth, you know? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying beat your kids every 5 seconds for anything, because, like, any kind of, like, corporal punishment is for, like, edge cases, right? Because you start using it on all of your kids. Like, you start beating your kids all the time, like, your kids are going to grow up and start beating you back, you know? Like, there's a balance.
When you talked about that, it just unlocked a Christmas story in my head. Remember when Ralphie was like, he's like, oh, fudge.
Yeah, except I didn't say fudge. Yeah, I didn't say fudge. Yeah, that's exactly. That's what it is. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. You too little and too much. And yeah, I'm not advocating to beat your kids. It's like with the wooden spoon. Like, for Mother Fearless, most of that was just to, like, scare us. You know, like, sometimes we just get a little, like, whip on, like, the hand or something, you know, but, like, most of the time she'd just be chasing us.
No, we got our, when we messed up, we got our asses whooped. That's just what it was. You know.
Well, you're also a guy, right?
Yeah.
So you guys get a little bit more.
Yeah, we got our asses whooped. But it's like, you know, it's very different now. And it's like the thing that's scary about this whole thing is, it's like with stuff like this going on, these are people who are picking up jobs to be police officers and firefighters and all that stuff. These people who can't even control their own damn emotions and stuff. And it's just like, yo, something's got to be done. Like, why is everybody so damn afraid, you know, to tell people the truth? It's not saying you failed as a parent that your kid has mental issues. It happens.
No.
It's what you do for them at that. If you don't do nothing for the kid to try to get him or her help, then you are a terrible parent. And you knew that this stuff, you knew he was going through this stuff, because I guarantee he was having outbursts on his mother.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like, I mean, I make it no secret that I have bipolar disorder, right? And my parents were getting me help from like the get-go. Like before, like I was, even when I was too young to get any sort of diagnosis, my parents were, taking me out, letting me see like therapists, counselor, you know what I mean, real young, because they knew something was up, right? Like they knew something was up. And once I got older, like 15 or 16, I actually got a diagnosis. But my parents were doing their best to do whatever, right? Because like at that age, again, like kids are too young to diagnose them with most things,
Yep.
right? But that doesn't matter. You should still be supporting your kids. Like if they need to talk to people, take them there. And then you're still their parent. So like if they're like, I don't want to do this, you can be like, too bad.
Yeah, you're going anyways.
Like yeah,
and
you're going anyways, which doesn't help, but
well, I mean,
you have control over it.
those are one of those moments when you get old and you're an adult and you look back, you're like, well, I'm glad that they got me the help when they did. But then,
Oh yeah.
but then you
Oh
got,
yeah.
but then you got people who think that their doctors all of a sudden think that they know more. And I'm like, you got these parents says, oh, I don't want my kid on this stuff, and it's true that you have, that's another subject for another day. These doctors that want to put kids on everything under the sun.
Oh man, so young, way too young.
And that would explain
for that kind of meds.
That would explain why rap music is the way that it is.
Yeah, okay, that explains. Yeah. Oh,
come on. The rap music these days, as I said before, they all sound like they're on Ritalin. They all sound like they're on Infinite Helium.
Xanax they used to love. Yeah, it was Xanax, I think. It was cool to do Xanax or some shit.
You can't tell me that Drake doesn't sound bored as hell when he raps in his songs.
Oh, he does. He really does. He really does.
That nasally crap that they do, they sound like they got peanut butter stuck on the roof of their mouth and stuff.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah. I get back.
Oh, man.
I get back on today's music. I'll do that next time, though. Yes.
Yeah, we can do that.
But at least he's going to jail. He got 15 years of probation. Yeah. And it's like I hope they do something with him, like, freaking send him to one of those asylums and get him evaluated, get that kid some help, and keep him away from people. If you know that he's gonna have outbursts like that, and keep him away from his mother, because she's clearly an enabler.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Clearly. Yes, that's a huge one too, right? Like, yeah, clearly she is. That's very obvious.
And from one story. One ridiculous story to another.
To another.
This one was a woman this time. Okay, so you have a city woman who robbed a man of his video game console at knifepoint.
Oh my Lord.
And she stole his car too.
Oh, and she stole his car. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every police accused a city woman of using an offer of a video game system to lure two people. Actually, I'm sorry. She used a sale of a video game console to lure two people to West Side neighborhood before robbing them of a game system at knifepoint and took the other person's vehicle. So I don't know if they were doing like a trade or something like that.
Okay. Look, I live a very quiet life now. But the one thing I was always taught is any kind of deal, doesn't matter what it is, you never go to a second location. Nope. If you're asked to go to a second location for a deal, you're getting robbed. You're getting jumped. Like, you're having everything taken. So, like, yeah, like, I'm not saying these people deserved it. No one deserves it. But that's street smarts 101. No second location. Holy shit, though.
Yeah.
Wait, what console was it? Do we know?
I'm getting to that. We got Dyra Page, who's 20 years old. She's on bonds totaling $75,000. It says that Page the page robbery case was making a deal at a Facebook messenger to trade a man's PS4 for a PS5. So she robbed him of his PS5.
What?
Yeah.
Why are you trading PS4 for a PS5?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't like the PS5. Maybe he thought it sucked. I don't know.
I have no clue. I have no clue.
But
that's interesting, but still, frig.
But that's what it says. It says trading the man's PS4 for a PS5. I don't know why you want to go backwards.
Yeah, I don't know, but okay.
But when he showed up, she robbed him at knife point, and the other person that came with him, and she took his console and took the person's car that he was with.
Good God. Good God. Good God. That's it. Yeah, okay. That's actually like kind of crazy. I feel bad. Like I feel really bad for the people, but yeah, no second location. And they even say like when you're making deals, like if I've ever made like online like selling and stuff, you either meet me in front of Tim Hortons or the police station. Those are the two places you're meeting me. Tim Hortons because it's very busy, it's a very public spot, right? Like, but like, or the police station because of shit like this. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Have your street smarts, people.
Unfortunately, I mean, that's not the only time I hear stories like this. Like I heard a story about
all the time.
The couple that beat a handicapped man and stole his, I believe it was a PS4 that he bought. This when the PS4 first came out, and they beat this guy up and took his console. You know, I read stuff like this all the time. Like that was years ago though, but
yeah,
you got sick people who would do anything just for a gaming console. People selling their kids, you know, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, what is wrong with these people, man?
I know. Every time these stories come up, like literally every time stories like this come up, I immediately go to like my local news website and look up like what happened in the community. Oh, we had a nice, we had a flower festival in our city or something, right? Because holy shit, yeah, the amount of things that happens, I have to like stuff like this, I have to immediately get like a palate cleanser news thing. I know you're the same way. You read news every day, right? So
I have to.
You're the same as me, right? You have to, yeah. Well, yeah, even before this, it's good to be informed.
It's just, I mean, you got people, this is what happens when you don't discipline people, when you don't teach people about laws and stuff like that, because even Walmart pulled this stuff. I remember, and I kind of laughed at the kid, and I was sorry when I heard that, but when they were selling, I believe it was the PS4 as well too. Like somehow somebody in Walmart got a hold of a couple of PlayStation 4s, and they took the PlayStation and they put blocks of wood in there. So
of course.
So when the parents when the parent went and they got the kid for Christmas, the PS4, of course he's excited, only to see a block of wood in there.
That's crazy though. Getting it in Walmart is actually crazy. Doing that in Walmart's crazy.
But the crazy thing is, it was the people that were working there who were stealing these.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes more sense. Okay. All right.
Yeah, like the dudes that were stocking the shelves and stuff. They were going in and they were taking out these. I don't know how you do that with all of these cameras, but they were going in and taking them out and putting blocks of wood in there and just putting it on the shelf. And I'm just like, people are like, I love video games, but I'm not going to jail for that shit.
No, exactly. Hell no. No, absolutely. Like, that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. They probably thought they were getting away with it for a while, and they knew, because like usually what happens is they build a case against you, right? Like you know how it is. Yeah, a case gets built against you until you have enough to like absolutely fuck people with the charges for it, right?
Yeah.
It's like what loss prevention does, right? Like I've worked enough retail that it just gets added tacked up, and once you're able to be hit for theft over 5,000, they're getting you like it.
Yeah, that's
So
why I
that's
got
probably
out.
what it was.
That's why I got out of LP because it was getting
Oh
frustrating
yeah, fuck
because
that.
you had people that just kept stealing and kept stealing, and it's like I know for a fact they do that at Amazon. Like
Oh yeah.
like in the Amazon warehouse, they'll wait and they'll make sure that you get above a certain limit, and then they want to call the police.
Yep.
And I'm
Yep.
just like,
Exactly.
yeah, people are just screwed up, man. Anyways, though,
Oh yeah.
at least
Anyway.
the good thing about this story is nobody died.
Yeah, no one was harmed. Wait, no one was stabbed, right?
No,
No one got stabbed, right? All right, we're good.
she took the console and she saw because he jumped out of the car. The keys were still in the car. She jumped in the car and took off.
Oh my god.
She Grand Theft Auto this ass, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Stealing that's mischief under 500 or over under 5,000 too.
And the moral of the
Assault
story,
with weapon.
the moral of the story,
Sorry.
folks, is do not trust people on Facebook Market. If they say, like Kelsey said, if they say, meet me here at this place, I ain't going nowhere.
Yep. Public places only. And if they ask you to go to a second location, no. There's your street smarts for the day. Doesn't have to be like for anything. If you meet someone up for a deal of any sort and they ask you to go to a second location, no. You're gonna get jumped. There you go. There's your moral, folks.
And now we're going on to a little bit more goofy stuff because the last one, we'll talk about that one way later because that one is the darkest one we got. Now,
oh yeah,
folks, do you remember a couple of weeks ago when I said before the movie even came out, I said that Borderlands was gonna fail and was gonna bomb, and people were like, why don't you give it a chance? Why don't you give it a chance? The Borderlands movie had the most embarrassing opening weekend in the box office. They only generated, I think it said about, the last I read was about $8.8 million, which is one of the lowest in the history of video games. And the movie did so badly that 11 days, as a matter of fact, last week, it went to streaming services. It went straight to streaming services from the movie. It's only been in the movies a couple of weeks.
Wow, and it's already been released. Holy crap, they need to recoup their losses real bad. Well,
yeah, this
wait, everyone keep your eye out.
This song is crazy because they were talking about the Deadpool and Wolverine movies. Wolverine movie. It earned $54.2 million, and Twister earned $15.4 million in the fourth weekend. They only generated $8.8 million.
Wow.
And the film's budget was $115 million. So they only...
All right, so the next movie they make, whatever the next movie they make, because this is usually how it goes, whatever movie they make next, the company makes, look for a really huge budget, because all of that budget is now going to have to be factored into the next movie. So they can make up for it. Holy crap.
They're going to have to.
Wow.
The critic score was 10%, which puts it at the bottom 10 of the worst video game movies adaptations of all time. And I am not that type of guy, but I'm going to say it right here. I told y'all so. I have lived through this. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I'm not being a cynical bastard when I say things. I have lived through Super Mario Brothers, which was a terrible movie. I have lived through Double Dragon. I have lived through Street Fighter.
All the Uwe Boll movies.
Yeah, I have lived through Blood Rain. I've lived through, what's the other one? Silent Hill. That movie wasn't all that great. Final Fantasy wasn't all that great. The third one
sucked.
Mortal Kombat Annihilations was crap.
There is one Mortal Kombat live action that was pretty good, wasn't there?
95 was good. 95 was
Yeah,
passable.
okay.
95 was passable.
Passable.
But
Passable. That's all we can ask for.
when it comes to track records of video game movies in Hollywood, they suck. They can't make a good one to save their lives. So when I come out and I say, yo, it's going to suck. It's going to be garbage. People are, give it a chance, man. You know, it might be good. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Right? Sure.
It's proof,
and
proof right there. There's
yeah.
proof right there, because all they did was focus on an all-star cast instead of doing a good story that, you know, that actually follows along with how the games are. It's the same thing with the Monster Hunter movie with what's the name?
Yep.
Mila in it, Mila Jovovich. Nobody even knows that there was a Monster Hunter movie, because I mean that's how
I
bad
was
it
just about to say. I can't believe I didn't know there was a Monster Hunter movie. That's interesting. But yeah, Spike actually did watch the Borderlands movie. And he said it was trash. He said that like all the actors looked like they were bored and they didn't know what they were doing.
Oh.
And didn't they just announce the 4th Borderlands game too?
Oh, well, I don't know how they're gonna do that. They were bored in a movie called Borderlands. That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually funny. But yeah, I think they just announced the 4th Borderlands game. I think. Can someone correct me if I am wrong? But like, I'm wondering if I'm trying to remember. But like, I feel like that's what Silent Hill is trying to do. They did announce it. Thank you, Spike. Yeah. Okay. So you can totally see that they at Gamescom. Yeah. So you can totally see that they were probably trying to garner interest with the movie. And then the movie flopped and they had to go with it anyways. Like, can you imagine how embarrassing that actually has to be for the developers? The movie flopped. What you thought would be a good advertisement absolutely flopped, and you still have to go out here and be like, Borderlands 4. Oh my god.
It's terrible because the movie went to theaters August 9th. August 30th is going to all streaming platforms.
Oh my god, that's funny.
And they spent, like I said, the movie budget was $115 million, but marketing and distribution costs were $30 million. So they spent $145 million total for this movie that only made 8.8 million. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. That's bad. That's bad. And that's so bad. 8.8 million is bad.
And it did even worse internationally.
Yep.
And I'm just like, yo, I mean, I have no faith in Hollywood to make a good video game movie, man. You will never get me to ever say, well, let me give them a chance. With their track record? No, I don't think so.
Nope. The only way that I could see stuff like this working is if they just did like the CGI movies, like the CGI Resident Evil movies, and that's another one. Or like the Mario movie.
And that's another one that I had to sit through them damn live action Resident Evil movie.
I haven't watched those yet. I don't know if I want to.
It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. There's nothing you can do about it. It's gonna happen. That's what watching Resident Evil live action movies is like. You just know it's gonna suck. You know you know the people that said it's good. You know the people that said it's good were probably infected by the G virus.
Oh yeah, probably. The
G
virus.
Probably has zombies gnawing on their brains like a snow cone.
Right?
You know,
oh man.
The worst, that's one hell of a list to be at the bottom of. Damn, to be one of the worst video game adaptation when all of those movies that I just named.
That's so bad. It's actually that's so bad. That's so bad.
Because Super Mario Brothers for years was regarded as the worst. And I told you that Bob Haskins and John Leguizamo said they had to be drunk to get through that movie when they were filming.
Yeah.
because they knew it was bad.
Oh yeah. Oh, I need to rewatch that, knowing they're drunk off their asses. You know,
It's
and
like,
you know what? When was that? That was what, late 80s, 90s?
that was
Like,
1994, I believe. 94, I
all
believe.
right, so probably a little bit of cocaine as well with their alcohol. Probably, that probably kept them nice and even. I don't know.
Man, it's
I
like,
don't know.
I haven't been to the movies in years. I probably will go for one movie, and that's Beetlejuice 2.
Yeah.
Because I've been waiting on that. I've been waiting for Michael Keaton to come back, and because I love Beetlejuice. The first one was a great movie. So I'll go to the
First one
movies
was
for that.
so good.
But
did you ever watch the animated?
Yes.
Beetlejuice?
Yes. My brother and I used to
Yeah.
watch it every Saturday when the Saturday morning cartoons used to come on.
Yep.
And you had
Love that one.
Pirates of Dark Waters, which is an underrated cartoon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah, I know. I would be so embarrassed.
I think that's a record. I don't think I've ever heard of a movie that went straight to streaming services 11 days after it hit the movies. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is literally the straight to DVD equivalent. Streaming services. Like, usually streaming services, like, you get good content, right? I'm not saying all streaming services have straight to video, but, like, this seems like it's one of those. I feel like this is that kind of equivalent, a straight to video movie. Yeah. Nostalgia said it. Okay. Nostalgia said it. The modern straight to VHS. It is.
Spike, man, don't make me rant on you, man. I will cut a wrestling promo on you, man. Fuck Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, it'll cut a promo on you.
I want to hear nothing about RE5, man. Unless somebody's smashing it with a hammer.
All right.
But yes, so we're gonna move on from that debacle into another thing. Now, I want you to talk about. Can you talk about the Dragon Age? The Dragon Age bullshit.
Oh my God! Let me get. You know what? I had the full list up here. 1 second. We gotta go through this. 1 second. There is. Okay.
Uh-oh, I think. Did she freeze? Oh no.
Twitch? What the hell was that? Thanks, Twitch.
Yeah, you froze.
Are we fine?
Yeah, you're
Are we
back
good?
now.
What the hell was that? Thanks, Twitch. Thanks, Twitch. Just totally dumped me out. Anyways, all right. Yes, sorry. So yes, the pre-order bonuses. I should be able to see all this. We're good now, right? We're good, folks. Okay.
We're good.
Technical difficulties. Yes. All right. Pre-order. Okay, so these are the things you can get. So the standard edition. So the standard edition is $60. And with that, you get the game and you get like a base cosmetic. You can get the deluxe edition, which has cosmetics, set appearances, like that. It's literally all just like a whole bunch of that. You can also get just like you can also just get like the art and stuff. Like you can order pretty much every single part of the pre-order. I thought I had the list up. Anyways, yeah, there's man, there's so many different you can pre-order literally everything but the game.
Yeah,
you can get tracks, you can get art, right? And then like it's like the enhanced edition. Sorry?
Yeah, they have the standard edition. They got the the regular
enhanced edition.
They got the regular $59.99 one. They got the deluxe edition, which has 23 total cosmetics for rooks and companions.
Yeah, it's just cosmetics. And it's like, how much? It's like, fuck, it's like nearly $100, isn't it?
Yeah.
At least Canadian it is.
Well,
Thank you. You actually have it up, frig. I was looking at it all. But yeah,
that's not
which is just like,
the worst part about this whole thing, though. Like, because
nope,
we all know about
nope.
the video games they come out with their editions and stuff. How about a collector's edition that doesn't even come with the game, folks?
Yep. Nope. Exactly. Doesn't come with the game. You can literally get every other piece of media but the game, which is
Yes.
like wild to me. Wild to me.
Yes, folks. If you
Like,
want a fancier edition of this game, if you have $150 to spend, you can pick up this box that has a steel book and a Dragon
yep.
Age notebook and a flyer in there that says check your local retailer for the game. They didn't even put the
Yep.
game in the
Yep.
in the collection.
No, they didn't. They did not at all. And that's actually crazy to me. And I kind of realize, I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing that like for Dragon Age, that's kind of weird just because of it being an RPG. Like, it's not so much. Okay, yes. All right, you answered it. He answered it, EA. He answered it. Pointed to the EA hat, yes. But I think too, one of the things that's gonna happen now, like on Twitch and stuff, it's actually amazing with certain games, the amount of people that just watch and read about the game rather than actually playing the game. And so I wonder if we're going to start seeing things where you can get every single collectible item except the game because you don't actually play the game. You just like, you know what I mean? That's you know.
Don't understand how they think that this is a good idea, though. Like, you're gonna make somebody
I have no clue.
pay $150 for an edition that doesn't even have the actual game inside.
Nope.
Like, if somebody tried to sell me that
Exactly.
stuff, I would take that box and I would chuck it right at the back of their head like a brick. I'd be like, yo,
Yeah,
no,
it's
I don't
just
think so.
frig. But I guess you know what? If it's 150 for all that, they must have. You know what? They must have done it because it would have been way too expensive as well, probably. But like a deluxe edition shouldn't, like, it just has DLC or it just has like cosmetic items. I would expect a deluxe edition to come with those items, or no, a collector's edition.
Exactly. Put the game
Yeah.
in there. But no, you gotta, if some dumb idiot woke up one day and it's like, oh, I'm gonna buy that. Now you gotta spend 60, $70 to buy the actual game. So now you're paying 150 plus an additional $70. And I'm like,
Plus the
dude,
taxes.
I don't understand this. Like, this is the type of bullshit that I keep talking about, man. Like, these game companies is just screwing us. Every which way you turn,
Yep.
they looking at some way to take something away from us, whether it's features out of video games and stuff. Now they're selling you stuff without the game.
Yep. Yep.
And it's like,
Crazy.
yo, again, like, when are we gonna stand up and start going against this stuff, man? Saying like, yo, I'm not like they did. I was proud to hear that them people got pissed off at the game I was talking about. Slipped right out of my head.
Oh,
Remember the one when I was talking
frig.
about? Damn, I forgot.
I'm trying to remember too.
Yeah,
Trying to remember too.
the game where you're shooting bugs from outer space that come down. You take out giant bugs.
Oh yeah, I remember that frig. I can't remember the name now.
Earth's
Because we were
Defense
talking
Force.
about Body Harvest. Earth Defense Force, yes. Because I remember talking about that with Body Harvest, yes.
And we talked about that when they made it mandatory to where you had to have a PSN account and everybody got together and they review bombed that game to hell and forced them to change it within 24 hours. Imagine if we had that
Yep.
type of energy. Imagine if we had that type of energy for every time that these companies try to dick us over.
If only. If only. If only. Oh, Meowmix in chat. See, there's 2 chat messages I want to read. Meowmix, yes, Helldivers 2 was when they review bombed it. Yes, and they changed it back. And then Rev also says, and I was going to make this comment too, it used to be about passion, love for games, but it's all about profit and business. And yeah, I think that's I think that's a huge factor, right? Like, once games started being decided by investors and not the people actually making the game, that was kind of the end of it, right?
That's true.
Like, half the time you'd get these cool things for included. Like, so, like I remember back when you'd get really neat things included with you know, just with the game.
Yeah,
You just get cool little art books and stuff.
the Hell's Diver thing happened before this one, but they did it with Earth Defense Force 6 that just came out. So they tried to do the same thing with the Force PSN stuff. People review bombed that game, and then they changed it within 24 hours. So yes, I know about the Hell's Diver too, because we did talk about that.
Yeah.
But this literally happened
exactly.
the Earth Defense Force literally happened last week.
Yeah. Yep. I think City Skylines 2 actually had the same thing. They released a really, 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 it was like one of the lowest rated DLCs ever because of everyone just like, see, and I like that. I like that people are starting to wake up to the idea that like you can like go ahead. Like if enough people actually stand up and make noise to the point where it's visible. And that's the problem. People want to sit on like social media or they want to be on chat rooms or whatever and they want to shit talk this. That's fine. But like if you want to get things done, like yeah, you need a group effort, but you need to put it in a place where other potential customers are going to see it. Like you got to hurt their bottom dollar for them to do anything. And that's why review bombing, people are waking up that review bombing's working. Because no matter what, like you see that a game has like overwhelmingly negative reviews, you're gonna want to find out why, right? Like if a game, like you're gonna want to find out why. So if a game is being review bombed and I look at it and I see like overwhelmingly negative, like 12,000 reviews in the past like 7 days or whatever, right? Then obviously I'm going to go and I'm going to read those and I'm going to find out what the company is actually doing wrong. And like it's having a buyer beware stuck in front of your face by other people, right? And I think that is like, I'm glad people are finally understanding that. Like it's one thing to go to Twitter or whatever and bitch about a game and its shitty practices. Like only a few people will see that, right? And the company doesn't care because like it's just one person on Twitter. It's not gonna hurt our sales. But when the entire Steam storefront says this game's shit because the developers are, you know, greedy, they're gonna change it. They're gonna change it.
Yes.
People don't get that.
And as I keep saying, vote with your wallets. We got more power than people think we do. We're the ones that are buying the products. If anybody should be have the right to say, hey, we don't want this. You need to do this the way that we want it. You know, it's us. It's not the other way around. They need us. We don't need them. Because I'm pretty sure you can find plenty of games in the indie game market that will keep you satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not.
And indie games can do better.
I'm not gonna lose any sleep as much as I love Resident Evil. I'm not gonna lose no sleep if they never make another one again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know? I'm the same way. Yes.
And it's getting worse because again, nobody's really doing anything about it. People are complaining about it online, but they're not really. They'll still go and buy it. They'll still go and play it. For me, if I don't like something, if I don't like a game, I'm not buying it. Like blank, you gonna play that bullshit? Nah, I'm not spending my money on y'all.
Yeah, like this is the equivalent. Like what you were just saying is the equivalent of like you're in a disagreement with someone and rather than confronting that person directly, you're going to run to someone else and just complain about what that person did to you rather than actually confront the person and take, you know, like that's a big thing too, I think.
That is what we call a bitch move. That's what we call a bitch move.
That's what we call a bitch move. Exactly. But that's what it feels like.
But we got to do something about this because, like I said, it's just going to start getting worse. Next thing you know, you'll go to a physical game store and you'll buy a game that don't have the game in it, just the box and a receipt.
Fallout 76.
Jesus Christ. I remember
I
that
was gonna say you were acting like you're predicting the future, but the future is now. Ken,
Yes.
like we're living that. We're living that. That's literally a thing.
It's
That's literally a thing.
it's getting worse, man. Like I expect to go on Steam and buy a game one day and be like, oh, you know, we don't have the code, but here's a paper that tells you what the retail prices are in the store. This is
Yep.
after you spent $70.
Yup. God.
It's just, oh my God, man.
Oh, it's annoying.
They got to straighten up, man. This is, I
Yeah,
mean,
they
'cause
really do.
EA, like, I used to work security for them, and I have respect for the developers because I see how hard they work. But when you have people in there who are not gamers, they don't like, you know, they don't care about video games. You have people like that running a company that's about video games. You're going to have shit like this.
Yup, exactly.
Stupid ass
Exactly.
ideas that don't benefit nobody.
Nope.
And then when you see
Exactly.
that wave of backlash of fans coming at you, you act like, you know, well, what do we do wrong? And it's like, really?
Yep. Yeah.
And we've even
Exactly.
had, when Capcom went through that whole thing talking about, oh, it's the fans why the games aren't selling. Oh, it's the fans that are being spoiled brats. Remember that?
Yep. And it's like, what do you mean you're just not giving us the product we want? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? It's not our fault for not liking the product you gave us.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And this was that era. And I'll just be, like I said, no rants or nothing, but this was that era when they were pushing out the multiple DLCs for Street Fighter 4. You know, the 4th edition.
Yeah.
This is the era when they came out with Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 and that garbage Breath of the Wild game they put out on mobile. That wasn't even Breath of the Wild.
Capcom's, yeah. It's like, that's like Capcom's peak villain era, and I think they're trying to pull back from their villain era because yeah, they were in a bad place. Like yeah, around that time, like they were money grabbing everything.
And
like you could tell, right?
And they were canceling games. Remember, they canceled 4 Mega Man games during that time.
Yep.
Mega Man Legends 3. They canceled a Mega Man game that was going to be made by the same company that did the Metroid Prime, like the same developers. So it's going to be like a Metroid Prime style Mega Man game. They canceled a multiplayer Mega Man game, and it's just like when people were getting pissed off about it, they had the nerve to say that we're being spoiled and all the fans, it's the fans' fault.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you out of your damn mind?
Yeah, exactly, right? Like,
and I didn't think that they would bounce back from that, but they did. They bounced back with Resident Evil.
Yeah, they actually
with Resident Evil Revelations, and they bounced back with you know, with the remakes and stuff. And I'm just happy that that they were able to turn things around.
Yeah, they're trying to redeem themselves from their villain era. Because yeah, I remember that. But yeah, they seem to be better about it now, thankfully. Yeah. So thanks, Capcom. Thanks for learning from your mistakes, or at the very least hiding the fact that you haven't learned from your mistakes.
But here's the thing, like, where do we go from here? Because there's not a company that we can look at that's not trying to dick us in some kind of way.
Yeah, exactly.
Microsoft and their
back to Indy.
Yeah, Microsoft and their stupid shit, you know, trying to push the Amazon Fire with the Xbox controller and the Game Pass on people.
Oh yeah, I know.
You got Sony, their sales.
That one's a hoot and holler.
And Microsoft sales tanked as far as hardware. We talked about this in episode 10. It tanked. Sony's percentages tanked. I'm gonna talk about that a little bit more in the next episode. Nintendo's Dictendo is I'm gonna keep calling them from now on. And their bullshit screwing us over. Even Steam is doing crap.
Yep.
So it's kind of like
almighty dollar.
So it's kind of like a situation where it's like, okay, well, what do we do here?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Exactly.
it's like I have no faith. I have no faith in Konami. I have no faith in any of these companies coming up that, you know, that they're gonna do right by the fans anymore. I just don't. After seeing shit like this,
I don't believe it. Nope. I don't believe it either.
you know, the Silent Hill 2, I don't give a crap, because number one, let me put this to bed. Silent Hill 2, the remake, it's a nostalgia product. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Which doesn't need to be made. Like, remake any, like, that's the problem. Remake any other Silent Hill first, but they knew that one was going to sell best. But, you know, I wouldn't have done it that way.
And I'm telling people right now, and it's like, oh, again, why are you so negative? No, this Silent Hill 2 remake is just going to be the bare minimum when it comes to remakes. If you guys think that it's going to be like this all crazy, it's going to blow us away the way that the Resident Evil 2 remake and Resident Evil 4 remake did with Capcom, it's not going to be that.
No, and it's bloober.
And it's bad as I want it's bad because I love Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. As badly as I want to see a remake, I don't have no faith in these guys.
No.
You know,
nope, me neither.
And it's getting to a point. It's getting to. I'm sorry.
It'll just be another part. Sorry. It's okay. Yeah, it'll just be another. It'll just be another fucking nail in the coffin for Silent Hill. Continue. I'm just going off screen for a second. Keep going.
And I'm telling y'all like this, retro gaming is going to come back. I'm telling y'all, people are going to start streaming Nintendo and Atari. I just read that Atari's coming out with a mini plug and play like they had with the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and the Sony PlayStation. People are going to be going back to the old school games and just abandoning like the new stuff that's coming out. It's just, we talked about this before. That's where I see this going. And it's like, at this point, I would much rather play Atari 2600. Well, I think it was the 7800 they said they were coming out with. I would much rather play that than anything on Nintendo right now. And I never thought I would ever say that, but Nintendo, they're a bunch of assholes, man.
Yeah, Nintendo kind of dropped the ball.
And it's like...
It's amazing.
And it's like they're the kings of disappointment, because I read that article about the Switch 2. Now, I'm not going to mention anything on it yet until there's more concrete stuff on it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't expect one anytime soon. What I would expect is just another damn version of the Switch that we already have.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Except now it can probably do 936p. Instead of 720.
I wouldn't even expect that, honestly. But yes.
No, I know.
Now here's some time for my favorite segment in the show. I gotta put the voice in there. Kelsey's Corner. We're going to Kelsey's Corner, y'all.
Oh, I love that. I love that one. This Kelsey's Corner, because we have a situation here, and this is my issue with Microsoft. And some of you may already know, because I was bitching to most of you about this. All right, so Microsoft has been threatening this for years. Actually, they've been threatening this for a while, but I knew it was finally coming around the time of Windows 10. And now with Windows 11, it's definitely coming. So they want to get rid of Control Panel. And they want to take every setting in there, but they want... See, this is the problem. Most of you probably understand what I mean by they want to remove the Control Panel. So they're going to take they're going to, try to migrate all the options in the Control Panel to their friendly UI settings page. And I don't know about you guys, but there's nothing I hate more than when I am trying to access something in the control panel, and it's just like, rather than like opening it directly, I just like go to open settings and I'm like, right, this isn't control panel. Like, I absolutely hate that. I hate that so much, because even in the settings page, you go to advanced options and it gives you like one or two piddly little options that seem still user friendly, like most people would know. But then I'm like, well, where is it? Because even to get, I think even in settings, to get to like sounds, I'm pretty sure it like, just to get to sound settings, right? And I'm not talking about like volume mix or anything. I'm talking about sound settings where you actually are managing your sound devices. Try finding that in settings, rather than just right clicking. Like, rather than just right clicking on your your sound icon to get to sounds, like try find that in the settings. Because yeah, it's just, they've shuffled everything around. Like, I know it's in there somewhere. It's probably advanced sound settings or something, but like, I used to just be able to go like sounds and it would open up the control panel for the sounds. But like, I just hate it. It's the other thing I really hate. Like, they're just making everything user friendly, which for anyone who isn't like a very basic end user, it actually screws you over. The biggest change I hate is the blue screen of death. Apparently, the blue screen of death was too scary for people. So what did they do? They had to put a giant frowny face, because the blue screen of death actually tells you, like, it's actually telling you what happened, and you can, you can just like take the information down and diagnose the crash, right? But like, how am I going to do that when it gives me a giant frowny face and then the actual information is like way down here? And it's just like, holy shit. Hate it. Anyway, there's my rant, because oh my god.
And people are scared of that. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's the little scary face.
And you know what's crazy is, like, I'm actually amazed at how much it's changing, because I would say the generation that got the most out of using a computer and computer literacy would be, well, probably Gen X and millennials, because now it's gone back around to Gen Z doesn't know how to use a computer. Well,
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? We're which again, in like the next however many years, I forget, millennials, in a couple of years, millennials are going to be 44% of the population, and Gen Z is going to be 22%. So it's kind of, we're watching it now change, because God, it just pisses me off. It just pisses me off. It's same with like that ugly start menu that comes stock. Like, I've been using classic shell for years, probably since like Windows 8. Ugh, I hate it.
I mean, I'm kind of torn on it, because I'm leaning more towards it sucks, because I hate having to go through so much just to find a simple setting.
Yep.
Just to do that, it's not really user friendly. But as a aspiring front end web developer, I understand that you want to make things like easily accessible for everybody that uses your program. But when you do bullshit like that, where I gotta go through, it's like you gotta be, Indiana Jones going through some shit, find some artifact just to go and find, the display settings in this thing. I don't like this layup. It took me a while to get used to Windows 11. I don't like how
I don't have it.
Like XP was great once they fixed it.
Yeah, after Service Pack 2. It was shit before Service Pack 2. That was like a whole new operating system. Like, that's one thing. Sorry, I love XP, and yes, XP was great, but people do forget that before Service Pack 2, XP was trash.
Yeah.
Like, that was like a whole new operating system, but when it was good.
That is true.
It was good.
It's the worst thing that you can do, And I read it all the time, and I do it when I build websites and stuff. The worst thing you could do is make software that's difficult for people to understand and difficult for people to navigate, because they're not going to want to use it. So I don't see
Yep.
what the purpose of this is. I don't even like the settings menu as it is.
Yeah, and you know what? It actually the like the standard for understanding things is you want to tailor it to be understood by idiot in a hurry. That's what I was always taught, is it has to be able to be completely understandable and used for an idiot in a hurry. And I'm sorry, not in these fucking settings. If I'm the idiot and I'm in a hurry, I ain't finding them. Man,
Exactly.
it's not passing it.
You shouldn't have to search in the search bar in settings to
Yeah, I know.
find something. I often find myself having to do that just to do simple stuff. I'm like, it should just be right there, like, bam, right in your face. This setting here.
Yeah.
But they got settings like somebody was talking in chat about Twitch's what was it? Getting rid of the autoplay, and it's buried in the settings.
Yeah.
Windows is doing that crap now.
Yep. It's like people actually don't realize that, so say in Meta, like on Instagram, people don't actually realize that there is a setting that you have to uncheck so that they don't use your work and stuff in AI. Most people don't know that. Most people have no idea that they added a setting to opt out, right? A lot of places have done that, right? But like something like that, where I had to tell a bunch of artists who were against that kind of stuff, I'm like, yeah, so they added you know what I mean? That's like so trashy to me. Like, I know all your information is always going to get bought and sold and everything, right? I've worked in that field actually. So,
Yep.
but it's just, so by default, you know what I mean? Like by default, they can crawl their servers for all of, and they've been using machine learning, Instagram has, for ages, because they actually have alt text. So usually it's used for like visually and hearing impaired, and visually impaired, I think. But every photo you upload to Instagram will have an alt text based on what's identified in it. And that's been happening for, oh God, more than 5 years. I think it was 5 years ago when I first recognized that, because the metadata on it was like, it all gets attached to it. And it attaches alt text. So if I were to take a picture of myself, right, and I posted it, I could get I could see what was generated, and it would probably say woman, long hair, black shirt, blue brown background. Like, that is what it would actually say. And if you ever do Instagram on desktop, you can actually see it. If your internet's slow enough, you'll see the alt text load before it does.
Yeah, I'm actually programming that stuff. Because when I'm building, like when you're building websites, like anytime you do a video or photo, you have to put meta tags, and you have to do like an alternate tag as well too, to help you find, like, if that photo that you put up there doesn't load, the alternate path will pull up a alternate photo. So I have to program all of that stuff. So
yeah, exactly. Ugh,
it's craziness, man. And it's like, how often, they're watching us, because how often have you'll be searching for something on Google, like you just look at Walmart, and then all of a sudden you go to YouTube, all you see is Walmart ads before your videos.
Yeah, because your browser collects the metadata. You know what's even crazier? Though? If you connect on a network shared by other people, you will get ads that from other people. If you guys have ever hung out with people and you've had your devices like near and on together, and then you go back, I've had this happen. I'll go to my sister's house and I'll come back and I will be getting ads for dog food. Or I go over to my other sister's house and her entire place is like a greenhouse. And I'll start getting, like plant food and all this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Is that why I keep getting
Like,
these
yeah,
red?
of
Is that
course.
why I keep getting these Red Bull ads, man?
Oh, probably.
Because I have a
Probably.
coworker that's all he drinks all the time, and I'm like, damn, dude,
Yeah.
like, it's just it's crazy, man. It's crazy how they are screwing us over. I don't like the new settings. I don't like it, and
No.
there's nothing we can really do because if you go to Mac, they're not much better.
Yep. It's not. No.
I'm a Windows
Linux?
guy.
Anyone? Linux? Anyone?
Chrome OS they got better, but it's not as you're not able to do as much like you can do with Windows and Mac.
It's time for Temple OS.
Oh my God.
Time for Temple OS. You know what I'm talking about. Yes. Thank you. You got the reference. Yes. It's time. It's time.
Yeah, we might have to
Rest up, Terry.
we might have to go back to the old Apple II computers.
Right.
You put the big old floppy disk in there.
Yep. Put the floppy disk. Then you have to type in the drive. Yeah. MS DOS was my MS DOS was my first operating system. Just for fun.
It's just another example of companies taking away options from us. And at the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. Don't limit my options. I've always been the type of man, I hate shit like that.
Yeah.
Like you give us all of this stuff and then all of a sudden you start taking things away. It's just like with video games. They got rid of, 2-player, like local co-op where you can just go to somebody's house and just sit next to them and just play the video game. Now you got to have a LAN party just to play 2 players with people, man.
Yeah, but like they barely even have co-op games anymore. Co-op games are barely even a thing, right? That's the other part that absolutely sucks. Like like frig, yeah, that's the other part that sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, unless you want to play the Call of Booty games.
Yeah, exactly.
Fortnite and all of that, but it's another way. Just like, I'm sure you've seen the single player games that require you to be online all the time, even though it's a single player game.
Yep.
And here's the problem with that real quick is that when those servers no longer work, that game is a paperweight. You can't play it anymore. And
but analytics department sure scraped a lot of data from you while you were playing.
Yep.
That's the part people don't realize. Like you're boosting their numbers. Like you're giving someone a job, they're gonna, like they're taking all your data and.
Yeah, I mean something's got to be done. The last but not least, we got to talk about this one. I saved this one for the last because this one is pretty dark. And this is a murder that happened in North Texas. A 15-year-old kid was murdered over an argument in a video game.
Oh yeah.
I remember
this.
A murder suspect shot a 15-year-old to death after the two argued over a video game. A 35-year-old man. And I used that loosely. A 35-year-old man.
Yeah, that's.
Got so butthurt in a video game.
Who does that?
His name is Trayvon.
That's so fucked.
The victim that was killed was Trayvon Swindle. It said that Sunday night they got into an argument. They were just playing a video game. The guy was getting whooped. It got escalated, and it said it continued to escalate. And then the 35-year-old man was told, to leave the house. Like, he's like, just get up, just leave, try to defuse it. And he couldn't wait to play the game and beat Jones again. This is what the kid says. This guy then decides that he's going to pull out a handgun and place it against the kid's chest and shot him and killed him. All of this over a video game.
Holy fuck, man.
And I'm like, if you're gonna get that butt hurt, you're gonna get that butt hurt over losing in a video game. These people need to be locked away.
Yep.
35-year-old man, like a 35-year-old man.
Like, that's fucked.
There's nothing that a 15-year-old boy could do to piss me off. Short of just, trying to, harm my family or something, then you're gonna get body slammed. But
yep.
I'm 38 years old. I am in full control of my feelings. Very, very little gets me pissed, except Resident Evil 5. Very little things get me pissed off. But come on, man. You're going to kill a child.
Yeah, really, right? Yeah, really, right? Like,
and I guarantee it was Call of Duty. It doesn't say what game it was, but I guarantee it was something like that. It's just like when I was talking about it's just like when I was talking about that 40-something-year-old man that got his ass whooped in Modern Warfare so badly he went and choked the kid, found his address and went to his house and choked him.
Yep.
Now, luckily that kid didn't die. But come on, dude.
But still, no, like it's seriously, like it's actually, it's fucking crazy. Like I've seen that happen before. Like I've seen people argue and one dude just fucking pulls on him and everyone else is like, okay guys, right? Like that was, you know what I mean? And like wait, were they in the same residence? They were in the same residence together?
The same house. Like they were playing the game together.
Okay. All right, that's different.
And then
that's a little different then.
And then the guy tells the kid's teen sister not to call the cops after killing this kid. Well,
someone's gonna find out about the dead kid, dude.
Yeah, and of course, like a little bitch, he ran from the scene, and they're still looking for this guy. I hope they find his ass, and they put him under the jail.
I hope a whole pack of canines. Under the jail, yes.
Because he faces charges, of course, of tampering with evidence. Because of course he tried to get rid of the gun and all that. He's got his bond has been set, which I don't even know why the hell he has a bond. Just put his ass in jail for life.
Yeah, right.
$260,000.
It must be like a crazy $260,000 bond.
Yeah,
that's actually really low if the bondsman makes you pay like 10%. I honestly should not. I feel like I'm adding too much like context for crime. I promise you guys I live a gentle life, all right? But no, like usually it's so that would be like $2,000 bonded out or something. That's low. That's low. Usually they set like a deterrent bond for shit like that, right? Like murder would usually be like an $800,000 bond so that you have to put down like $80K.
It's a sad situation because society, it's just bad how society has come to this, where we have these weak ass men out here. These weak ass guys who can't control their feelings, they can't control their emotions, and they feel like they gotta go around attacking people, man. Like what the hell is that? Part of being a man is being stoic. It's being in firm control of your feelings. This is what I was taught.
Yeah, exactly.
My father taught me you never let people see you sweat.
Yeah.
But these guys, they get
exactly right.
Get butthurt over everything. They are on Twitter and on Instagram putting out their personal business and acting like a bunch of cattling little kids, man. And
yeah, exactly.
And it's like he got that mad. You know how many times I got my ass whooped in a video game? I never threatened to harm anybody or actually caused any harm to nobody, but he shot and killed this kid. It's way above that. Which
is just fucking crazy, right? Like way fucking crazy. Yeah, that is like holy shit. I just
makes me sick to my stomach. 15-year-old kid,
like,
man.
Yeah. Right.
And it's like you're the adult, man. You would think like in situations like this, it's always the other way around. You always got like a young brat But you're the
Yeah.
adult. You're the adult in this situation, and you couldn't just say, you know what, I'm just gonna bounce because this kid's getting on my nerves. Gonna pull.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But he pulls a bitch move and kills, and then he runs, and he's still on
And
the
then he
run.
runs.
Just
And that, yeah, and that's how you know he did that in like a complete like flash. Like I don't know. I thought usually stabbing's a crime of passion, but I'm guessing that's probably, I don't know if video games actually fall under a crime of passion, but it's probably what it was, right?
yeah, I mean
Frig. Either way,
he
like
got so damn butthurt because he was probably getting his ass whooped, and the kid was trash talking you as people do in video games. You trash talk each
Yep.
other.
And then he feels powerless, and then he has to use it, his stand in for personal power.
And it's like, rest in peace to this
Jeez.
kid, man. It's just, it makes me
Yeah,
sick to my
rest
stomach.
up like that.
And
I know.
This is why
I know.
I got no faith in humanity when I see stuff like this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But all you guys give me faith. So I gotta say that, right? You guys give me faith.
Yeah, you have
Thankfully.
a point. I sorry if I mess up your name, but Rev Nemesis says when a video game doesn't feel fun anymore, or like a game anymore, it's time for a break. Some people don't think of this, and they use that anger on others when they get frustrated. It's all psychological, and you have a point.
Yep.
You have a point with that. You know, I'm not making excuses for people, but you never know what people got going on in their life, you know.
Exactly.
And I use video games to get away from my problems, so I don't have to think about anything. It's like therapy for me. Same thing with streaming. That's why I stream.
Yep. Exactly.
You know, and
I don't get people.
You just have crap like this happen, and it just makes you sad, man. It's like, you know, a kid that didn't even get to grow up all because he was playing a video game. I mean, the kid didn't do anything wrong.
Nope.
It's just sad, man. Yep.
It is.
You know, it's really
shouldn't have to happen.
You know, so we had in this episode alone, we've had people getting robbed at gunpoint. I mean, knife point, getting robbed at knife point, stealing a PS5 in a car. We had somebody get their ass beat, you know, into an unconsciousness over a Nintendo Switch, and now we have a murder. We're definitely living up to the name Hot Takes, folks.
Yes, we are. And don't forget, everyone, never go to a second location. That's the moral of this podcast today. Never go to a second location.
Do not do that.
Nope.
You know,
never.
But yes, that is all we have for you today. And this was a very good episode of Keleven of the Hot Takes podcast. Thank you to everyone that showed up today. And it was crazy seeing you stream late at night when I went to work last night.
Yeah, I know. I will be streaming No Damages later. Are you going to be streaming, Ken?
I think I'll probably do a few hours of Dead by Daylight if anybody wants to, you know, come and watch that, because I wasn't planning I wasn't planning on doing like any Tomb Raider or stuff. Like, I was just gonna do the podcast and that's it. But yeah, I got to give y'all a little bit more on Sundays. I just didn't have anything planned. So after this,
that's no worries, Ken.
Yeah, I'll probably just pop up a few hours of Dead by Daylight.
Oh yeah, that works perfect. We can raid out to you and everything.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you. A second.
Thank you to everyone that showed up for today's episode. We will be back in another 2 weeks for episode 12. Can you believe it?
No, I can't, Ken. I can't. We will see you there.
Yes.
We will see you there, guys.
If you guys need to find us, you know all the links are on the screen. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Samsung Podcast. Pandora, Podchaser, Spreaker, Amazon Music, YouTube, and Twitch. I will have everything up as far as audio only. I'll have everything up within the next couple of hours after I finish streaming here. But I will see you guys next time. Kelsey, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ken. Thank you. I will talk to you guys. I'll be back on in a bit. I'll throw you over to Ken. Thank you guys.
You guys have a good day.
Thank you.